Shalom, shalom, kahala Yahweh, Ba'ashem, Yahweh Shai, Ba'ashem, Rachakwadash. Yeah, Yahweh being the true name of the Father, as the wordly calls God. Yahweh Shai being the true name of the Son, as the wordly calls Jesus Christ. Double honors to the apostles and elders of Great Millstone who taught me this truth. Shalom to the hopeful elect and to the brothers that's pushing this truth and sincerity, risking life and freedom to do so. And shalom to the brothers and sisters that's listening and learning. This is your brother Labah coming at you with another lesson in truth, man. And we'll get into this whole Willie Lynch, man. If you don't know who Willie Lynch is, we're actually going to go into that information. And it'll be specifically the Willie Lynch letters. That's how you get the word lynch, that happened on the plantation. All right. So this fits to get a little deep, man. All right. So let's open up with the first scripture. And this is proof who the so-called, who the Israelites will be today. The Israelites out of the Bible. This whole Bible is about a race of people, man. All right. So let's open up with Deuteronomy 28 and 45. And these curses will be on these people to this very day so you can know who they are today, because a lot has been lost in so-called history. All right. The Bible don't lie, man. And it's not a so-called white man book. All right. This is history, your history. If you're Black, Hispanic, and Native American, let's get into it, man. Deuteronomy 28 and 45. Moreover, all these curses, that's why you wonder why things are the way they are with us, man. And a lot of our people will say, yeah, something wrong, man. We messed up as a people. But the Bible tells them what's going on, but they don't want to accept that. Moreover, all these curses shall come upon thee, and shall pursue thee, and overtake thee, till thou be destroyed, because thou hearkens, or you didn't listen, not unto the voice of the Lord thy power. So God, as you know him, which has been totally lied to you, his true name is Yahweh, and he had a certain race of people that's called the Israelites, which if you are Black, Hispanic, and Native American, and Mexican, you descend from, man. That's your race, man. Right? To keep his commandments and his statutes, which he commanded thee. So he told us to live a certain way. We've been culturally assimilated. Now you ask what does that term mean? That means when you adopt another culture as your culture because you don't know who you are. And a lot of people will say, yeah, we know we so-called come from Africa, but that's far as they go. They don't understand the other half of that, man. All right? We're going to tell you what's going on and what happened. 46, and they shall be upon thee for a sign and for a wonder, and upon thy seed forever. So that's among your children, children, for generations, man. All right? 47, because thou servest not the Lord thy power with joyfulness and with gladness of heart and for the abundance of all things. So we didn't want to set up to depend on this system, depend on their job. Man, you got to work your whole life, man. That's insane, man. Now, there's nothing wrong with working. Now, the concept, our people do understand the concept of working, but it wasn't meant for you to work for a system. Even if you got your own so-called business, that's still not right, man. You're supposed to work off the land, man. Live off the land. All the resources that you have in your home is in the earth, man, for free. All right? 48, therefore shalt thou serve thy enemies, which the Lord Yahweh shall send against thee. So they came in those ships, man, and this is documented. Our people can't run from this, man. These ships came into West Africa, and we're not Africans, man. That's another lie that's taught to you. Why would Africans sell their own people? That don't make sense, man. We went into Africa because we was running from the Romans, man. The so-called white man ran us out of our land, and we ran into West Africa, right? And these so-called Africans knew that. We was keeping our ways in their land, man. All right? In hunger and in thirst and nakedness and want of all things. So that's why we have to go to them for our clothing, lights, water, groceries, so on and so forth, etc., man. So we have to depend on this system to survive, man. All right? And they didn't ever pay reparations, and they not going to pay reparations, man. So you might as well get that out your mind. That's not going to happen. Who gonna pay us reparations? Who gonna give us justice? God, as you know, man. Yahweh is his true name. And his son, Yahweh Shah, will be so-called black men. All right? Let's get back into it. And he shall put a yoke, you know what a yoke is, of iron upon thy neck. So that's why on the slave ships, we was put in chains, man. That's undeniable. You can't deny that. A nation whose tongue thou should not understand. So we spoke a different language. Will our people admit to that? Because they'll say, oh, I know I came from Africa, but what language do you speak? Did you speak? You don't know. We spoke Hebrew. You didn't speak no African tongue, man. And the so-called white man that enslaved our ancestors spoke English. All right. And they broke our tongue and made us learn that they tongue and beat that English language into us, man. That's why you speak language English today. It ain't nothing deep about what I'm saying. It's really common sense. You got to come out of that brainwash, man. All right. Thou shalt not understand a nation of fierce countenance which shall not regard the person of old nor show favor towards the young. So they destroyed us, man. That's why they lynch old people. That's why they lynch young people. That's why they gave little babies to alligators as bait. Do you know that? That's true. All right. Everything else they did, buck broke. They castrated. You know what I'm saying? They used to come out the Christian church and have lynchings, man. They used to have our people on, like getting lynched coming out of church, man. These Baptist churches, these Christian churches, man. All right. Let's get into this information with Willie Lynch. All right. And this is not a rant. This is just reality, man. Willie Lynch, this devil. That's how you get the term lynch. Right. This speech was said to have been delivered by Willie Lynch on the bank of the James River in the colony of Virginia in 1712. Lynch was a British, so in Britain, they speak English, right? Lynch was a British slave owner, right, in the West Indies and was invited to the colony in Virginia where our people ancestors was at in slavery in 1712 to teach his methods to slave owners. So they was having problems controlling our ancestors. So they said, you know what, we're gonna pick up his methods, and that's how to continue to break us, man. That's how you got light skin and dark skin. Them things are going on to this very day. You got the young generation against the old generation. We don't know who we is. They redefined your race. They called you black, which is crayon color, man. And you believe that, man. All right. So back into the point that I was making. All right. So we're going to some of these things. All right. And we're going to start at the very top in the bold letters. I have a foolproof method for controlling your slaves, um, controlling your black slaves. I guarantee every one of you, if installed correctly, it will control the slaves for at least 300 years, man. And this stuff that's going on in this letter is going on to this very day. That's why they taught us plantation, where they taught us plantation Christianity. Was so-called Jesus, what his name was his name, and he was a white man. I'm gonna show you this image real quick. All right. And this happened on these plantations. That's how you got this. And these sellout nigga pastors, man, they doing the same shit they did back then, man. Selling their own people out for a check. And you can see the kids here, man. And you can see the pastor pointing to this white image of Jesus, man, which that's a lie, man. And that once you get the kids, that's a wrap, man. So they're gonna have kids and they're gonna continue that cycle of brainwashing because they're gonna pass these lies on to their kids because they don't know better. They're ignorant of the truth. So that's what happened. So now we're in 2021, and most of our people are oblivious to what's going on spiritually. They don't know they're in a whole spiritual war. They just keep doing things just because that's all they know. And we've been raised up to teach our people if they're willing to listen, man. And yeah, we upset because not only does this affect us, this affect you too. So we fighting for you. But you got to come back and wake up to your identity. You're a Hebrew Israelite, man. You're not black. You know? So this is indoctrination at its finest. So let's get back into this Willie Lynch letter. Okay? Let's jump up. Okay, controlling slaves for 300 years. So that's why you got Christianity so alive and well. That's all our people know, man. And if said they don't be into Christianity, they go into one of these other religions. This is not based on no religion. The Bible is based on a particular race of people and their heritage and their history, man, which is talking about us, you so-called blacks, Hispanic, and Native Americans. My method is simple, and any member of your family or your overseer, all right, supervisor, right, can use it. I have outlined a number of differences among the slaves, and I take these differences and make them bigger. I use fear, distrust, envy for control purposes. So that's why the rap music is based on I got this, you ain't got this. I got your B, you ain't got this. I'm gonna take your B. Money, money, money. The same stuff that goes that this guy, this slave owner, implemented. All right. So let's go down to. All right. The very top, Salakia. All right. The black slaves, after receiving this indoctrination. So what is indoctrination? Indoctrination goes on every level you can imagine. From everything you do in your life. They indoctrinated our people on everything, especially religion, man. That's why when you tell our people that the Bible is their history book, if they have a little understanding, they know that that's a lie, right? If you tell them the Bible is our history book, they say, no, that's a white man book, not knowing that's their own book, because they woke up and say, Christianity and all that's a lie, white Jesus, that's a lie, but they disassociate themselves from the Bible. Again, it's like the analogy with a gun. If somebody pick up and use the gun, is the gun the problem or the person that used the gun? Let's use common sense. Now the Bible is our history book. They use it as a weapon against us, and they manipulated it. Okay, let's get back into it. Indoctrination should carry on, will become self-refueling and self-generating for hundreds of years, maybe thousands, man. All right, let's go here. And let's go into this language. And it's deep, man. Control language. Crossbreeding completed for further severance from the original beginning. So that told you from your nationality, man, your race. We must completely annihilate the mother tongue. So the mother tongue would be Hebrew. They taught you English, man. And that's the language that we speak to this very day. That's a curse that's on us, man. Of both the new nigger and the new mule. Institute a new language that involves the new life work of both. All right. So going back into the scripture, when the Bible ain't gonna lie, man. All right. Let me get back into it. 49. And the Lord shall bring a nation against thee from far, from the end of the earth, as swift as the eagle. So if you think about America, you think about the eagle, man. That's the animal, that's the mascot of America, man. A nation whose tongue thou should not understand. So it's going back into this English language. We didn't speak that, man. Going back into this right here. Again, we must completely annihilate the mother tongue of both new nigger and the new mule. All right, and institute a new language that involves the new life's work of both, man. That's deep. Let's go into some more information. I can't hit it all, man, but I'm just trying to give you the meat and potatoes of this. But it's more in here. All right, very top. For fear of the young man's life, she will psychologically train him to be mentally weak and dependent and be physically strong. That's most of our people, because she has the psychological independence. She would train and tell her female offsprings to be psychologically independent. Man, it's deep. All right, and then I'm gonna show you light skin against. All right here. From one form of mental life to another. Keep the body and take the mind. They understood this. So our people can walk around here, they can do things, but their mind are mentally destroyed. It said Hosea 4:6, my people are destroyed for lack of knowledge. We don't know who we is. We telling you who you are, but you don't want to accept that. So you're destroyed for lack of knowledge. And our people will say that they don't know who they is, but when we tell them who they are, they don't want to accept that because they've been broken mentally. All right. Let me see how much time I got. All right. And this is the light skin versus dark skin. All right, we're at the very top. The light skinned slaves and the light skinned slaves versus the dark skinned slaves. You must use the female versus the male and the male versus the female. That's why a so-called black relationship is hell, man. For the most. And I'm not saying every single so-called relationship or marriage, but for the most, we spend a lot of time arguing, debating, and we went over the cliff, man. You know what I'm saying? So that's the reason why it's like this, man. This was all orchestrated by these devils, man. So I'm going to do a part 2. Call Halal Yahweh, by Hashem, Yahweh Shah, by Hashem, Shalom.